Hi guys, hope everyone's doing well. So as you guys know, during the June holiday, I've decided, or I did I decide to put it online before or during? Basically, at the end of June, going to July, I finalized my digital product, which is about 25 remote job sites that hire South Africans specifically for jobs that are based in the UK and the US. The reason why I did this is because I think I was following up on one thing that I saw on LinkedIn, only to find out that there's actually companies running based on the fact that they can find talent for American companies in South Africa. And I also found out that there's a couple of UK companies that are doing the same. With UK companies, they're only 2 hours ahead, or we are 2 hours ahead, doesn't matter. The point is, they are very much like very closely linked to our time zone, which means that if you get a full time job with them, you basically have to focus on that will be your normal 9 to 5, right? And I'm excluding freelancing from this because with freelancing, you can set your own hours or all these other things. With full time remote jobs, I mean, you literally clock in and you are at your desk when the team is active and working. Anyway, so I can't apply for any UK based jobs unless they're okay with me working. Let's say if it's a 4 hour job, they're okay with me working from 3 to 7, for example, because I can only look for part time UK jobs if they operate around that time. So I mainly look for American jobs because their 9 o'clock, especially Eastern Standard Time, is our 3 o'clock, or their 10 o'clock is our 3 o'clock. Basically, that is the best window for me if I wanna work a full time or semi full time job with a basically remote or remote first company. So since or even before the pandemic, there are companies that really don't need to go to the office, so they are based remotely, like 24/7 all around the world. They hire worldwide. As long as you have the credentials or the the experience to do whatever job they need, they will hire you. So I had no idea that these people even existed. And so I wanted to really make like a library basically of places that people can go reliably, because there's a ton of scams out there, especially if you're South African. I mean, there's a ton of scams out there. I've seen people pay money to secure like teaching jobs. I've seen people pay money to secure, like, I don't know, defense force jobs. I mean, it's a wild west out here, and people have really gotten really good with their schemes and things. Like, they are literally untraceable. So once you lose your money, you'll never get it back, even if you open like some sort of a court case or whatever. Anyway, so I wanted to find a way to do this reliably. I don't have time to like set up an entire website for this. So basically, my next idea was to basically put in a PDF. So I put on a PDF and I listed it for 250. And later on, to make it to sweeten the deal, I even added like an online database on something as simple as Google Docs. So if you buy the product, you also have access to whatever other company I find after these 25 companies. So that you are just always on the lookout for the job that you want, but from a reliable vetted company that I looked at and that I know for sure have, like, they have hired people from South Africa. So that's basically what my idea was, and I was so scared to put online because I have tried digital products before and made zero sales each time. So it was just like, what the hell am I gonna do? The only twist this time around is that I added TikTok. The reason why I felt confident adding TikTok this time around is because I opened a TikTok for my mother in December to help her spread awareness about brain tumor surgeries and brain tumor awareness and all of the above. And so I kind of learned how the algorithm worked, and I felt like you get much further that side than Instagram and YouTube and all of that stuff. YouTube is more of a long term kind of game, and I needed something to work immediately. So um, what I've learned from doing this is that each person's idea is valid. I mean, I was doing something that was a problem for me and it ended up working for other people. But obviously, if you want to put a product available, you have to solve somebody else's problem because the money that you need is in their pocket. And I have to say that they, like, part of my mind feels like I should be looking or solving a problem for other people. But honestly, if I just randomly look on the internet, people have a ton of problems, none of which I can solve. So I wanted to get a start with it. So I solved a problem that I was having that I know for sure other people are having. So that's been working out well so far. So I wanted to share my results with you, and also bear in mind that my goal was to make a sale. because it's just been a nightmare trying to see the word "you've made a sale" on my notifications bar. And finally, it happened. I think this is the week or 2 weeks or something before we even closed schools, because I wanted it to be out there, but I knew that the time that I was gonna push it more was gonna be during the the June holiday. Anyway, and I'll tell you why just now. So during school, I was still posting, I think once a day or something, and my plan for the June holiday was to post 3 times a day, which also worked. So my strategy was simple: post 3 times a day, talk about it, talk about it, because if it's just an idea and it's hidden, no one's gonna find it. And I even wrote this thing for myself. Let me show you, to remind myself, even if it feels like you are too much. Then it says, if you stop talking about your products, they stop selling. Only you know they exist. So this is just to tell my mind that it's never enough. Even the content that I have put out there, it's not enough. Like, you have to press up until it reaches the right person. Even all the information that I have ever found is because the person kept posting about it. And I feel like it's just plain and simple. You need to like promote your product, talk about it up until it gets in the person's head. And luckily, I have heard this marketing advice before about the fact that someone needs to see something 7 times before they buy. So if I've only posted like 3 times a day, they're only gonna buy maybe that Friday or something. Some people need more than that. Some people don't have the money. And I feel like it's also reasonably priced. I feel like anyone can afford it, and it's so value packed. The second thing that I saw that I immediately needed to change was the fact that I didn't have a lead magnet. A lead magnet is a free resource that you make available to your audience that will help them see that they need to get the paid product. But it also has to be super value packed. So I looked around on ChatGPT and it said that I needed to do a checklist. I wasn't on board with the checklist at first because I feel like a lot of South Africans don't really understand what a checklist does, or they don't really um use a checklist like it's supposed to be used. So I was very skeptical about it, but regardless, I posted it anyway. And then I feel like that worked way better than I thought it would. Like, I didn't think that people were gonna download the checklist, but I would literally have like 5 downloads a day, 10 downloads a day. Now it's a bit slower because I haven't been posting content, but the point is, it worked. So now I have an email list, and all I need to do is wait until I hit 1,000 email subscribers, and then I can start blasting out emails. This is a requirement based on the thing that's collecting all the emails for me, which is super boring, but okay. Anyway, so now that I have all these emails, I can literally start selling to them as well. There are people who send like 1,000 emails like a month or whatever, but I'm gonna stick to maybe every second day or any or something like that. And I'm going to like see if that's gonna work. I've never done email marketing before. So I think it will be interesting to see how that's gonna work and how that works and all of that stuff. I have had a product or the whole process before where I was trying to sell digital products, but I feel like I kind of forced those people, and so they didn't really open my emails and all of that stuff. But this is the first time that people are downloading my lead magnet just based off of my like organic content. Like, I didn't force anyone. And another thing that I see I might need in future is also advertising. I haven't really settled on that yet, but I think that is just where we are headed, to be honest. But I didn't want to use my own money for ads. I wanted the digital products money to be used for ads. So that's basically all I've observed. It's just been a really long journey, but I'm really happy with the result, and I'm just stoked that it finally worked. Like, I feel like I've been through the trenches with this thing, because I just feel like I don't have like, and I'm not trying to put myself down. I'm just saying that my product works for the people that need it. It's not like a universal product that everybody can't get their hands on. Maybe one day I'll come up with an idea like that. I'm really hopeful. And then by then I'll know the ins and outs of selling a successful digital product. So I think that if I could advise anyone on how to get started, I would say that first, you must have a digital product that you think people want. Second, idea. Secondly, use ChatGPT as well if you struggle there. Secondly, is how to package it. So, my product called PDF Payday Plan is a guide on how you can literally like create your digital product. It even has like a video series in there, how you can start and create your digital product on Canva and basically how to make it available to other people who buy it. Or you can resell this very same product. So if you guys didn't know, there's something called master resale rights. That means that if you buy a digital product from somebody, you can sell that exact digital product and basically get all your money back just literally by shuffling it through. And you don't need to make a lot of changes. Just change the cover, put in your own like brand kit stuff, and you can basically resell it. Whereas if something has rights reserved, you as the end user are the only one allowed to keep it. But when you have master resale rights, you have the right to sell that product and also make a profit from it. So that's basically how that works. But more than anything, it explains how to create your product, how to sell it. It even has like Instagram ideas on content that you can make for 30 days that will help you sell your product. And that is the exact content that I used in order to sell my first digital product. And I didn't even have to stray too far away from what I do. My main job is to teach. So I would incorporate like my classroom activities. I didn't have to go to a separate park to film myself or to do all these extraordinary things to film myself, because I just used what I was already doing. And that's the quickest and best way to create content. And you just never know when something will resonate with people, because I am a teacher through and through. That's what I love to do. But more than that, I also like to look into side hustles. I love money, and mainly because I feel like I was in a career for money, and then it didn't make me happy. And then I was scared to be in this particular career because it doesn't have money. And now I feel like since discovering that there's a whole lot of things that I can do to make money, it has just opened up my world a bit more, and doing something that I actually like, which is social media marketing or digital marketing. I mean, I love this space. I think if I didn't go to teaching, I would definitely be here full time. Anyway, so then the third thing is that you need to find your audience, and whatever your audience is, you need to talk about that thing all the time. So, for example, my mother right now, she wanted to create awareness about brain tumors and brain tumor awareness and brain tumor surgery, blah blah blah. So we created a page where she strictly talks about that. But then she wants to launch a book, and the book has nothing to do with brain tumor surgery awareness and all of that stuff. Which means that she would have to either start over on a brand new platform or start incorporating lifestyle content on this page and let it be lifestyle and brain tumor stuff separately. Or do a mixture of the two, or like start a brand new page. Like I'm voting for starting a brand new page where she talks about her book more often or something. Or she needs to basically buy ads to sell her book. The point is, once you build an audience, that audience's concentration must be on whatever it is that you're selling, because they need to, when they subscribe to you, that's what they need to keep seeing. Okay, because they are there for a particular reason. They need to start. If you start confusing your audience, it's like, what's going on? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need a dedicated audience. I would definitely advise you to get started on TikTok, but TikTok is like a fast moving train. If you don't hop on board, it leaves you behind. So make sure that you go in there with already prepped content that you know is gonna fly on there. Then always have your camera ready. People are surprised that they don't get any footage because, hello, you didn't switch on your camera. I have a ton of footage that has nothing to do with my digital products, but I'm going to use it anyway because it's footage, it's there, it's visual. I'm going to use it. There's this guy that I love to follow who talks about digital products all the time. He literally takes his camera, films himself walking, and talks about the digital products that he's selling. And guess what? He's selling while he's walking, because it was from this walking videos where I went to his sales page to go see his products to see what he's selling, because I really liked what he was saying. And he had his microphone on, the audio was crisp. That's something that I still need to invest in. But the point is, he was getting the footage. Get the footage, use social media. It's like you don't need a marketing budget. Just do the reels, do the videos, do your reflections, do the driving videos. But the point is, stop hiding, get your products out there, get your products seen, get yourself seen. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So just get started. This morning, I was watching a 12-year-old from Australia do a Saturday reset while I was sitting in bed on a Saturday yesterday. Couldn't move. I was exhausted. But this 12-year-old boy, and I think it had like over 100,000 views. And again, you're not doing it for the views, you're doing it to make sales. There's a difference. All right. So please, whatever you do, just get started. Stop overthinking and get going. See you next time. Bye.